before I jump into Genghis Khan, not literally, he jumped into a lot of people because he had a lot of kids. His real name is Temujin.
Temujin Heap. Nice.
At the head of the Nepalese soy boy. She's kidnapped by a guy called the Fat Man.
If it helps you can picture that as me.
That's you, Sunday night, 8 o'clock. You've just had your bath.
I'm watching a rerun of Ballykissangel. 700,000 people. That's like half a Garth Brooks tour. Like, do you know what I mean? Just of death. Imagine Garth Brooks just coming to Ireland to do 5 shows in Croke, and instead of playing Thunder Rolls, he just murders everyone that shows up.
A million dead to say the one the pony did the damage. What's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour. That wasn't bad.
It was good. It was good.
Hey, history hotties, welcome to another episode of Mythstories, the podcast that is really effing up the history community. My name's Shane Todd. His name? Kieran Malky Jared Bartlett. Is that right or wrong?
Right.
Why do you still have an email address that is from Queen's University?
Have I told this story before?
No, don't.
I had to fill in a form to say it said full name, and I wrote Kieran Bartlett on it, and my ma was with me, and she took that form and scrunched it up and put another one in front of me and went, it says full name, and I wrote Kieran Malky Jared Bartlett on it, and like everything, and I still use my Queen's email.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And everything. Why do I still have a Queen's email?
Yeah.
Because you can opt to keep it for life, and I just couldn't be fucked changing everything over.
Do you know what you are?
A sad bastard.
A mummy cuck.
Oh, I am.
You're a mummy
Mate,
cuck.
She says shit like that. Write your full name. It happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, if you never watched or listened to an episode of Mythstories, we try and separate the mythstory from the history.
Oh, aye, that's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Why do you have so many PhDs, man? What are you doing?
Another one.
Oh, DJ Khaled.
I have one. It's another one. That's Craig David as well.
Also,
I don't know why I did the wee voice.
Such a bad.
I know.
DJ Khaled. Another one.
That wasn't DJ. That was my Craig David. It's another one. It's another one. Gonna make you dance to this. Oh.
What's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour. That wasn't bad.
It was good. It was good. Next Stars Night.
Yeah, maybe.
Craig David.
So I don't know what did I say? Oh, why do you have so many PhDs?
Because I did one and now I'm doing a second one. A lot of people don't do the second one, but I'm enjoying it.
A lot of people don't do the first.
A lot. To be fair, I think
because you know what's wick? School.
It's a one.
And you know what you keep going to? School.
This is my last trip. It's non-uniform day. I'll be. I'm.
Do you still go to the freshers fair?
No. Well, not at Birmingham. Go to the one at Queen's.
You go to the. Is that what you need are doing it through?
Birmingham, yeah.
Of course you are.
Well, they have a good classics department and they do distance learning. So
Birmingham's a sad place.
But it's a good
as a city.
It's good uni.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the better classics departments in the UK.
Fuck off, Kieran.
Of course, I don't mind doing a PhD in the UK while residing here in Ireland.
This episode of Mythstories today is all about, fair to say, a big figure in history. This guy might be, I don't mean, when I use the word great here, I don't mean like, oh, that's great, I love that.
Great guy.
I mean one of the greatest rulers of all time in terms of what he was able to achieve. We are talking about Genghis Khan. Kieran, what do you know about Genghis Khan, man?
I know
probably as much as me.
I know that there was a I know that there was a taxi driver that I used to use in West Belfast, and he once told me that he was given the opportunity to name his grandson and chose Genghis, but he would say Genghis when he said it.
Doesn't make it any better for the kid.
And
it's all right.
I think
Genghis.
I think they made it the middle name. And
even such a strong middle name.
His privileges were revoked.
Kieran Malky Jared Genghis Bartlett.
Yeah.
Wild.
It is wild. Imagine that.
That's a real taxi driver move,
isn't it?
To throw in a Genghis.
Yeah, imagine like a wee Vespasian running around West Belfast. Sounds more like a South Belfast thing as well.
Or like a type of Subaru.
I'm driving a Subaru. That's great. A Subaru Vespasian. I know Genghis Khan. I know he was like a Mongolian leader. I know that he swept through quite a lot of Europe. I know that he killed Asia.
He didn't.
I thought he did.
Quite a lot of Europe.
I thought he did like Eastern Europe.
Well, Eastern Europe, yeah.
It's quite a lot. Like
it is big place,
big bit. And I know that he put a lot of fuckers to the sword. Like, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I mean a lot. One of the things that's disputed, though, that we'll get into, Dan, before I jump into Genghis Khan, not literally, he jumped into a lot of people because he had a lot of kids.
I heard that he had like a shitload of kids.
Absolutely. And we'll talk
Loved an
Reproduce.
RAP, rape and pillage. Yeah.
Rape and pillage was the order of the day back when he was.
Yeah.
Order of, imagine that being literally
order
like,
of the day?
You get your wee sheet, your wee to-do
The
list.
specials.
It's like, fold up your tent, rape and pillage.
What were you going to say, Dan?
No.
Okay. Right. So,
People forget about the both parts of that are sore, like,
yeah.
you know.
We'll go from the start, and that is Genghis Khan. Not born as Genghis Khan, that's not his name. Both Genghis and Khan are kind of titles that were given to him that he sort of earns.
Right.
His real name is
Wee Marty.
Tim. I've been saying it all day. Temujin.
Temujin.
Temujin Heap.
He was born.
Nice.
At the head
There
of
he
the
is,
Nepalese
there
soy
he
boy. So niche.
Yeah.
Is she from like the era of like Kate Nash?
Yeah.
Because you are so bitter. I said I'll rub a
Fingertips are holding on to the cracks in our foundation.
I fancied a wee bit Kitty B.
Who's Katie
She was a
B?
wee bit smacked out.
Who's that?
I keep on moving with the lights on.
Alright, yeah.
Anyway,
It's like a
we're
wee bit Kate
bringing her
Nash.
up. We're bringing her up. There she is.
Nah,
Kieran.
it's not for me.
You're like
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator. So, right, he's born as Temujin.
Alright.
In Mongolia. We're talking very, very end of the 12th century.
1162.
So he's born in Mongolia. Now, his dad was kind of like basically Mongolia then, right? Is the Chinese have built like the Great Wall, but like an early incarnation of the Great Wall. So when I talk about like the steppes, that means
mountains.
like everything outside
Right.
the wall. It basically goes from the Great Wall of China right on to Hungary, right? So we're
Right.
talking about like everything outside of there. So Mongolia is split up into loads of different tribes, and this one kind of particular tribe, I'll call him Temujin up until he becomes Genghis Khan, right? His dad is like the leader. He's not a big deal, right? He's a big deal within their tribe, but he's not like I don't want to. He's like Kitty B.
Right.
Some people will know her, but like not a huge name in the music industry.
Big deal in that niche genre.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And some people like Kitty B fancies that, right? Like I
Right.
fancied Kitty B back in the day. So he grows up whenever he's I want to say like 9, he's taken to become a man and prepare for an arranged marriage.
Right.
So there's arranged marriage going to happen. They go, we're sending you away. Bit like maybe a bit like a Spartan thing of like you'll learn how to fight, you'll learn all this kind of stuff somewhere. I'm gonna say in the mountains, but that I'm making that up.
Right.
But in my head, that's where he goes.
9, like.
Probably because that is in the film 300.
Right.
Leonidas goes up into the mountains and fights a wolf.
Yeah, when you're shaving in Sparta, you go to the Agogi.
It sounds like a disco.
I know,
in
yeah.
Birmingham. It sounds like you go to uni in Birmingham once a month.
Dressed as Leonidas, but looking like Ephialtes.
THB, top historical banter. So his dad basically like drops him off at man camp. Is what I'm calling it.
Man camp.
Hitler's book. MHB, more historical banter. So his dad drops him off at man camp. When his dad is on his way back to their village or to his tribe, there is another tribe that run into his dad on his way back, and they go, "Listen, mate, you look famished. Mum will bring you in for a bit of supper. All right, we'll have a meal with us, have a few drinks with us." And the guy goes,
chips and beans, very nice.
the guy goes, "Yes, thanks I'd love to." Sits down, he's eating. What do they do? Poison him. He dies.
Oh fuck me.
He dies.
Harsh. On purpose?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
was it just like, a wee
Stink.
bad seafood?
Yeah. So when Temujin then comes back at the age of, I think it's like 18. He finds out a bit more details on what happened, and he goes, "Don't worry, guys, I'm here now. I'm the big man. I'm ready to like be the leader. I'll sort you." He's got a bit of combat experience, all this kind of stuff. He's a man, right? What do the tribes say? Nah, you're right. But probably a bit like if I should, you know what I mean? Like if I showed up, if me and you showed up and we're like, "Don't worry, the boys are here," the village were like, "No, it's not what we envisaged." Me and you showing up, it's okay. Relax, guys.
Imagine I went to man camp for 9 years and dandered out like this. It's not a great advert for the place, is it?
And I need to go to man camp. I didn't finish. I look like how you dropped out of man camp in my last year. The college dropout. So the village are like, "Nah, man, it's all good. Don't worry about it." And they sort of like banish him, and he lives in poverty a little bit. Like he's literally eating, it says. And a lot of this history is Persian history, right? And what's called secret history. So it's like a lot of this is going to be myth.
Right. Like word of mouth type passed down.
And you find that his story is kind of like the typical story. It follows the formula.
Rags to riches.
Everyone that we know, kind of.
Rats the
So this is his
real
hardship.
food? I don't know.
And he's eating literally like roots from the ground, nuts, all that kind of stuff. He's struggling big time.
Scrapper.
He has a fight with his I think it's his half brother, his older half brother, and kills him. So Temujin basically he's letting people. He's sick of this shit. He's getting treated badly. Kills his half brother, and he goes, "Listen, I'm running things now." And they go, "Fair enough." Like this guy, like you know what I mean. Like he's not to be messed with. He has a best mate. Call him Jamie, right? Because it's something like I couldn't be bothered pronouncing his name. Best mate Jamie, and he has another mate who's slightly older guy. He's like his minder, sort of. Right. And he's like, "I'm not going to run with these guys."
I'm picturing an old bouncer from like.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of a bar like a Kelly.
Thank you,
Sellers.
folks. Okay, folks.
Like a Kelly Sellers.
Yes.
White's Tavern. Yes. Old man bouncer.
Yes.
Jamie might be called Jimmica.
Jimmy works.
Jamie and Bouncer. Right? So his wee crew's kind of him, Jamie and Bouncer, right? He gets married. Temujin gets married with
to this woman that was arranged for
the
him.
arranged marriage.
And how serious are they about like you just buck that one now, or is this like a
no?
It's grand. You're married to her, but you can just
no, not at that point. So she goes on to become, jumping ahead, she goes on to become his like life companion. He has 4 children to her, and only the children he has with her can be his heir.
Right. Okay.
But back then, like say you like take a village or you take over a tribe, everything becomes your. If you kill someone, if I kill you back in those days, everything you have is mine. Your truck,
I like
Chloe, Kev.
Oh, I don't like that. You can take a truck, like.
I thought you were gonna say you can take Chloe.
You can take Kev. Be like having another old bouncer on your shoulder.
So anyway, he marries her, and then she's taken. He's sort of getting together a group of boys. You know what I mean? Like he's like, we're making moves here. She's kidnapped by a guy called the Fat Man.
If it helps you, you can picture that as me.
Another tribal leader, right? From like a nearby group, nearby tribe.
Right.
So he's not happy.
Right.
Temujin at all.
He'd be raging, to be fair.
He's fuming. So him and his boys, him Bouncer and Jamie, make some moves. They kill the Fat Man. They take his wife back.
I'd love it if they kill the Fat Man by doing like some sort of like, by luring him out with like, you know, a good smelling Chinese or something.
Yeah.
And like he comes out in the forest.
Or a Mongolian.
You know, like the smell hand from a cartoon.
Yeah.
From Salted Chili Chicken, drags him out into the forest, and then it stops being a smell hand. That's a fist.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
Yeah. He dead. Fat Man gets killed, sadly.
Right. Easy to deal with, fat people.
And when they just pushed him over. Yeah. He couldn't get up. The Fat Man died just being on his back. They pushed him into like a little bit of water.
Right.
And he just like a 6 centimeters of
Up to his
water.
ankles.
He drowned. One of the best scenes in a movie of all time was Austin Powers when the guy's in front of like the steamroller. Goes over ages. Austin Powers was great, but doesn't age well if you ever watch it.
Yeah,
again.
no, it's
awful.
rare, isn't it? Yeah.
Especially this, like the second and third. First one is great.
I think the second one's okay. I think I saw the second one not that long ago. Is it the one? It's Heather Graham in that
Yeah,
one, and Elizabeth Hurley's the first one.
yeah. Elizabeth Hurley's definitely the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I made a greetings artifact with Austin and Heather Graham on it in want to say first year tech.
Okay. What do you mean greetings artifact?
That's what it was called, a greetings artifact. So it was like a wee
Is
wooden.
that is that your way of saying birthday card?
Do you want to hear? Well, right. So I used an
A
old.
greetings artifact?
That's what they called it. I'm just telling. We also made a keyring, but they called it a key fob, which is something that I used to hate. Hate that word fob.
The light of the Emperor
Sorry,
of Spain.
just let me tell you this dead quick. It was a wee wooden box,
Yeah.
and then there was like a wooden wee MDF thing on the back, wee plinth, and wee plinth, and then a wee board, and on the board I had.
Don't need to clarify there was a board.
Put my card, my Austin Powers picture, my card on that board, and then on the tip of his gun there was an LED light, and you could press a wee button, and it would light the wee red LED. It was excellent.
Thank you for that.
Simple circuitry.
So yeah, he
Sensible.
goes and kills the fat man.
Right.
And everything when you kill someone, everything's yours. Right. So he's starting to gather like more people. Now at this point, when he comes back from that, he's taken prisoner by another tribe.
Right.
He's taken prisoner. They kidnap him.
How hard is he trying to not be taken? Like?
Here's the thing: he's not he's not brilliant. He's not like the main combat guy. He's taken, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's put in like these stocks, and this tribe that take him were previously loyal to his family.
Right.
So he manages to escape. I don't know how long he's away for, but he does manage to escape. Also worth pointing out, when he brings his wife back from being kidnapped, she has a baby. Right?
Kidnapped.
Now, he says to everyone, that's my child, right? Don't be asking any questions. Right? So put that in there.
How epic would it be if that kid was just like...
Came out exactly like the fat man.
Yeah. That's funny.
So he escapes, and of course, what does he do? Now he's starting to build up like a fucking... There's vengeance on his mind, and as you'll see, that's something that just continues with him all the time. Cool to have you on break.
Sorry.
So yeah, he then escapes. He goes back, kills all the guys in this tribe. Now he basically has now killed like a lot of people, and he's being seen as a bit of a guy. People are like this guy. Watch this guy. All right. Now what he wants to do is unite all the tribes in Mongolia, because they're basically all nomadic. Like his people are nomadic, and actually the title Genghis, which apparently should be pronounced Chenghis, but let's not do that because it's weird.
Yeah. Genghis?
Literally means the lord of those who dwell under felt tents. So basically, like all the nomadic people.
Tent guy.
Yeah, such a shit.
Tent guy Khan.
The worst Marvel guy.
Yeah.
Tent guy.
Tentman.
Yeah, and Khan means like lord. That's another title he acquires. So he starts like going on this mission about like uniting Mongolia, bringing all the tribes together.
Can do attitude.
Nice, very nice.
I'm doing it.
Then he's just like sacking. He just starts like
Don't.
I can't find the link.
Don't skip over the sacking of places
So,
as
like-
if it's like nothing.
So in the early 13th century, he starts to unite tribes and becomes like known as a good leader.
Right.
And as his power starts to grow.
Charisma. He's developing a bit of charisma, right? Now,
Another Subaru.
now he's got his eye on China, right? Difficult place to like.
He must have a fucking lot of people in his team then.
Well, these are huge tribes, and if he's bringing them all together, they're just building and building.
You don't just have an eye on China. That's like me going, got my eye on Anthony Joshua. Look, you know what I mean?
But at this time, China wasn't one powerful
It's all
country.
different kingdoms.
Yeah, but it's like still pretty big. Like.
Plus big.
Yeah. But the Mongols are like a warrior race and They fancy it.
Right.
Also, what's so good about the Mongol warriors is, and it wasn't so like people say, oh, they fought on horseback. They're more like ponies. They're on. These guys did what they did on ponies.
Right.
So you're probably laughing at them coming, riding over the distance. You go, what are these guys do? Oh, these boys are on a bunch of ponies. You'd be laughing until they shoot a bow through your eye. So they had
fuck me.
see those bows that they had. I don't know the exact term for it.
Compound bows.
Compound bows, way better than like a longbow or anything like that. So this was you're looking at their two advantages. Also, to be a Mongol warrior under Temujin, we'll call him Genghis Khan now. When he unites all the tribes of Mongolia, that's when he becomes Genghis Khan. That's when he's given those titles. But you're looking at like all the advantages they had. So they're on horseback. They're able to and you're not actually allowed a saddle. They went without a saddle, but they could ride horses and control horses with just their legs. They didn't need to be holding on.
Mental.
So your hands are free. You're able to use the compound bow. They would have traveled
mobile call.
Yeah, hands free.
Yeah.
But they would have also carried maybe like a javelin. They had these like spears with a hook on the end to bring other warriors on horseback off their horses, to sort of hook them off their horses. They would have had a lasso as well. But he wouldn't just let anyone. He's going for quality over quantity.
Right.
So he did have he's building a large army, but to be
Mostly
in that army,
cavalry,
you have to be class.
Right.
Because there's some armies you could probably just stand up and they're like, you're in.
Each warrior also had between 5 and 10 ponies. So like if they had 100,000 warriors, there'd be like 500,000.
It's a lot of ponies.
That's a lot.
But it meant they could cover like twice the ground. Like the speed at which an army can travel is like doubled because they can just jump pony to pony.
If you're horny, let's do it.
It's a lot of horse shit. Like
5
like
ponies.
genuinely,
Pony shit.
Their wee tent bit must have fucking
must have stank. Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
You ever walk past the stables?
The restaurant in Groomsford?
Restaurant where?
Groomsford?
I would never
That's
be in
right.
Groomsport, to be fair, but like there's a stables down near where we stay down in Kimmer, and it smells like shit. Like.
Okay. So I think let me jump into this point, which is he is what he's also doing is sending out spies as well. He's very good at that. If he's got his eye on somewhere, he send out some spies and assassins as well.
This is very like the game Rome Total War.
Right.
You just send out a wee diplomat, and then you send a wee spy.
Well, what you don't do is cross Genghis Khan, right?
Right.
Because he sends a spy out to, I want to say Persia, right? Modern day Iran. There's these guys he's getting an alliance with other empires as well. Right. At this point, let's not call it a Mongol empire, right? They're just starting to make moves. But he starts to develop some allies in different empires, and he sends these guys out to Iran, like a little bit of a team of ambassadors he sends out. And when they go out there, they're like, yo, what's happening? And then the Iranian guy goes, instead of just receiving them with goodwill, he's like, use your spies. Maybe you're assassins, you're going to betray me. So he beheads the main ambassador, and he sends the rest of them back, but he cuts their beards off. Oh, and
here,
back then, they had class beards. You
can see the guys though with the beards being like, oh, oh, my beard, ah. You know what I mean?
He has it easy. This guy has it easy. He still has his beard.
You know what I mean? First guy gets beheaded. Second guy goes, oh, I'll tell you what. I'd rather that than have my beard cut off. And that's it. Right? All for the beard.
Oh, this won't grow back.
I know.
So that happened.
They did fully rape and pillage these villages and burn people out, but the worst thing would be,
getting the trim.
Short back and sides.
Dan, do you know where this was that I'm talking about?
No, the Persian story?
Yeah. It's a kingdom in Persia, let's just say. Now, here's what you Here's what you don't do. Mug Genghis Khan. Right. Now, apparently they were pretty good about, if you put up hostility, what Genghis Khan and Mongolia will do is kill everything in your village or town or city. They'll destroy it. Like your pets, men, women, children, it doesn't matter. But if you say like,
it makes it sound like they're starting with pets. Yeah. You will watch.
Beheading the goldfish.
It's him going around fucking eating tropical fish.
If you but if you submit before it starts, he's like, yeah, no worries. He's pretty sound with you.
I'm definitely a big surrender guy.
Yeah,
you know
oh
I mean?
yeah.
I've got the white flag ready. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So, but some places put up resistance. Anyway, those guys, the Persian guys who beheaded his ambassador and stuff. He just goes back to their city and just levels it.
Wow.
Levels every part of it. Also, some of his techniques involve, putting his enemies in the boiling water. He'll do that. He'll behead people, all that sort of stuff.
Boiling water must be shit.
Like part of his first.
Do you ever get into a bath? It's a wee
slightly
bit too
warm.
hot, and it fucking singes the bag. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Imagine being put in the.
Well, that's a big commitment to just get in like bag first. Almost surely you put your feet in first.
Feet, but my feet and ankles will cope with the heat. It's whenever you go to sit down and the wee baseball mitt touches the water.
Your scrotum looks like a baseball mitt.
Yeah. Like that way.
Oh, I don't like it.
Imagine a wee baseball
Oh,
mitt
right, okay.
under the dick.
Yeah.
Holes and all in it.
Laced together.
Men putting their hands in it. One of his first like forays is kind of like where he develops this reputation as kind of like going in and just obliterating places and leveling and being barbaric and killing millions of people. I think there's a big dispute about how many people did he kill over his like time as ruler. Definitely in the millions, but like sometimes it maybe be inflated too much. But like some of these cities, what would happen is because people were nomadic. Say there's like a big city, if he's on his way, a lot of people who live nearby the hinterland, people that were in the hinterland, would flock into it. So it actually is a lot of people. But there's stories of like he'd go in somewhere, they'd have all the like everyone would be fucked basically. His men would be surrounding the place, and he would say to his warriors, "You've got 400 people to kill." To execute is probably a better way to put it. So they would just execute 400 people.
Jesus Christ.
But some of the early places that he goes in just devastates and kills millions of people are probably like modern day, like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, places like that.
All the stands.
He takes northern China, but never southern China. Like, for example, what I'm saying is the story isn't like he doesn't just go somewhere and it works. For example, he tries to take Beijing. It doesn't really work. He doesn't get it, but he goes away and he learns and he deals with other stuff, and he has a lot of like what you'll like this. What he also will do is see if he's like sacking a city and killing literally everyone. He'll keep some artisans.
Oh, like that.
So if you see him coming,
guys making
get the oil paints
I
out.
was gonna say.
Oh yeah, doing a caricature. Oh, you just caught me.
Get the oils out.
But he'll keep artisans, and also, you know what else he keep? Actors. Swear to God.
You want stories?
He wants stories.
Here, I'd have done all right.
He wants you to perform for the boys. You know? That's weird that he has a lot of actors.
See Genghis Khan coming in to rape and pillage me, and I'm just sitting
Running Hamlet.
I'm just sitting there going, "You want answers?" Oh, well.
So let's look at.
That's an impressive empire, like from Korea to what, the fucking top of Greece.
Yeah, but the Mongolian Empire, and Dan, maybe after I tell you that. Also, he's under him. The Mongolians are the only people. The Mongols are the only people to invade Russia in winter.
Right.
They used the frozen rivers as roads.
Jesus.
Right, so
That's hardcore. Like,
but one thing he has to do when he's taking all these places, yes, he's utterly barbaric, but he's having to introduce like a bit of infrastructure,
yeah,
which is not maybe easy in these big cities, which is not easy for like someone coming from a nomadic background. Also, when he takes, I'm nearly sure it's not Beijing. There's another big city that actually never recovered in history after he took it. I think some Persian historians came to visit it after he'd sacked it Like he was like, "Go on ahead, lads." When they got there, they said that he'd killed that many people. His men had killed that many people. That they were walking through this like weird terrain, but it was actually just soil. But it was the sheer amount of like grease from human bodies.
Oh my god!
And people they've killed, and these bones that had almost turned into mush that like started to change. They killed that many people that the actual landscape started to change, and they piled bodies up everywhere you went. Now,
that's you wouldn't be doing that unless you loved it. Like, do you know what I mean?
oh, I think it was his passion, definitely.
Yeah.
Merv in modern day Afghanistan, apparently 700,000 people has never recovered.
That's maybe what I'm talking about.
Modern day
Afghanistan.
Yeah. But actually,
Turkmenistan, sorry.
Right.
actually, his I'll tell you a few things, and then Dan, come back to stuff I missed.
700,000 people.
Yeah.
That's like half a Garth Brooks tour. Like, do you know what I mean? Just of death. Imagine Garth Brooks just coming to Ireland to do 5 shows in Croke, and instead of playing Thunder Rolls, he just murders everyone that shows up.
Hey, okay,
you know what I mean?
you comparing Garth Brooks with a mass murderer?
Here he does have friends in low places.
This guy. Well, I certainly murdered as Garth Brooks in Limelight, but I shouldn't have been in the top 3 apparently.
Yeah, he should have been 4th. So nailed on for 4th.
Wasn't it? Didn't they make a TV show of this on Netflix? A TV show, was it about Kublai Khan? Was it?
Oh,
Maybe, yeah.
also, can I just say, there's a movie about Genghis Khan, and you know who plays him? John Wayne. Dan, can you try and bring up an image?
I've never
But
seen
by the
that.
way,
I can't be great.
Hey, he's doing an accent.
Oh,
He's doing an accent. Don't
I
worry
can't believe
about
I
that.
haven't seen that.
Of
I've
course,
seen a lot of John Wayne movies.
of course, John Wayne.
See when he
played
does the
Genghis
accent
Khan.
though? Does he just do?
Imagine your dad doing it.
the Conqueror.
Yep. There he is.
Oh,
Oh
John.
no.
Oh, John.
God.
I'm gonna rape and pillage this old place.
Yes, imagine that, but trying to be a wee bit Asian. That's what it's like.
I'm
right, hold on.
gonna rape and pillage.
Maybe
Maybe I shouldn't do it.
we'll jump ahead. We'll not jump ahead of that just yet. But there he is.
That's a great photo of him though.
But
Do you remember when Connery went Asian in one of the James Bonds?
no.
No, I think he goes. Where does Connery? Does he pretend to be Japanese in one of them? Connery definitely.
I don't know, you're telling the story.
They go eyebrows, and
That's right.
they put makeup on James
That's
Bond.
I've seen images of this, but I've never seen the movie.
Is it in You Only Live Twice?
Yeah, I think so.
Might be one of those.
Well, in real life, you only live once, and before we die, let's get back on subject.
I'm gonna need to know what movie that's in, just so you know.
We'll get the answer. With the salmon of knowledge, we'll swim downstream and get it for you, right? Okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
There's loads, Dan, you'll fill me in on, but he lives until he's like late 60s, early 70s,
Right.
and his son takes over.
Is Kublai Khan his son?
I don't know.
Grandson.
Right. Okay.
But Dan, bring up that map again, please, of the Mongol Empire. This is more. It's actually more after his death that it really expands. He's more at the start of it.
But he's done that. He's done that big middle bit. That middle bit's impressive.
Oh, he's yeah, but like also under his. You were talking about Europe earlier. But you're more talking about Eastern Europe. But see, under his either his son or his grandson.
Yeah.
Do you know how far they went in Europe? Vienna.
Mental.
They went to the gates of Vienna, but I think it was his son became ill and he literally turned the whole army back. If it wasn't for that, easily they well,
A
I
bad
don't know,
flew
easily.
away from us all speaking Mongolian.
Yeah. Now there's also there's things about him like to talk about his death. That nobody really knows how he died, but there's different theories like he was his poison. One of his wives tried to stab him.
Sounds a wee bit. This sounds like you could be talking about any dealer in the West. One of his wives tried to stab him. He might have been poisoned.
Yeah, like
Fell off a horse.
bad gear.
What?
Fell off a horse.
Yeah, he fell off one of his wee ponies.
Up Black Mountain.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he died when he was very old, which is not really common for people like this when we look at them. They always got some terrible end.
Somebody usually stabs them. Or do you know what happened a lot in ancient Rome? People get sick of you, and then you just get tiled. Right. People just throw tiles at your head until you die, or stones.
There was another myth, potentially, that when he was born, they said he came out clutching a blood clot, and what they interpreted that as back then is that you were destined to become like great.
Jesus.
You know, so there's a little bit of like a destiny
just
at
come
the
out
start
like
of this that I should have mentioned.
You were even fighting your fucking ma's womb, like, you know what I mean?
And yeah, basically after him, the next rulers of the Mongols really, really expanded.
Yeah.
And it didn't run for like the Mongolian Empire in terms of other empires. It didn't run for that long. I want to say like 1328 or something, Dan, that the empire fell. So it actually
100
wasn't
years-ish, maybe just over 150 years.
I'm not even sure it was. It was the largest uninterrupted empire ever.
Yeah, it stretched for the biggest amount.
That's mental. I didn't know that.
Dan,
Pretty impressive, like.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, like, I'm relatively impressed when people do grand designs.
I'm impressed when people get two families together for a Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
He united the tribes of Mongolia and then expanded all the way to Europe. Like, that's nuts. That's so much admin.
If you were taking over one of those places, what one do you most want to take? This is why I like Rome, because I would most want like Italy.
Can I also point out there was places that were not taken by him, India being one.
Is that a people thing? Is that like there's too many people there?
I think the Himalayas probably.
Yeah, look in between Tibet and India there. So geographically, there's probably places that he could not get to. Japan as well. One
of the stories I enjoyed about when he was like sacking cities and stuff, when it got known that he would just raze a city to the ground, people would, if they were going to fight, some people would leave and he'd sack it, and then people would come back to the city. But he'd sent like a little reconnaissance force back to have a look, like a couple of months later, and they'd be there just doing whatever. And
people finally be like, it's safe to go out. It's been a year, and all of a sudden,
there's a Protest the Hero song about Genghis Khan called Bone Marrow. And they sing about him and all. It's all like, Genghis Khan is upon us.
We'll see in Mongolia, like, today, he's like this, like, figure beyond, like, mortality, really. He is, like, he's the main man still. Like, he is the father. They would see him as the father of their nation. And I think there is some myths of, like, you know, this guy executed millions of people, children, women, his men under his command. Raped, pillaged. They did it all. But people will go like, he brought in a lot of like laws about equality and all. You know what I mean?
After the fact,
because they say that like he wasn't really, that empire wasn't really in the, I might have this wrong, but weren't really into religion. Like, they didn't really care either way, so they wouldn't persecute you they didn't care they'll persecute you, but not just for being like just a rival or anything like that, for living somewhere. So they said that like when more nations and peoples came into an empire, he would just treat them like kind of everyone else.
Right.
But you think it doesn't really outweigh all the others.
I know it's sort of like somebody, I'd say going, listen, this guy's a cunt, right?
Yeah.
But he's like that to everybody.
Yes, and they say he brought in all these laws, societal laws, and really helped achieve peace. But then I think there's no historical evidence that during his time these laws were.
Do you know? See if you could. You know, people talk about you having those dinners. You know, like where it's like, have any historical figure there, anybody. See if he came. See if I invited him to my dinner. I would love to just say to him, just kick us off here, Genghis. Who hurt you?
Yeah.
Where does the hurt come from?
Do you think it was at man camp?
Something's happened at that man camp.
I think he had wee boobs. I think he had wee boobs when people slagged him at man camp.
Wee Temujin tits. That's what he had. Wee Temujin titties. There he is.
Dan, what else? What am I missing?
That's mental though. Sorry, just imagine though, like, I wonder about these people, because in a future episode we're going to talk about another big dictator, but I just wonder about these people who killed millions. What's ticking in there?
But it has to be a disconnect. It has to be like they're totally like.
But I couldn't even.
You can't know because our brains couldn't imagine be a 1% like that, never mind being
But
that.
like actually, like millions of people have died because of stuff you've like directly because of stuff you've done or you've ordered it.
I'll tell you,
Imagine that. Like
I
that's
think
fucking class.
I think
no, sorry, that's wild. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I think he
That was
lived to
wild.
be that long, and his empire, there was a bit of succession there, because I forgot to mention this earlier. His mate Jamie, they had a big fallout, right? Big
Don't want to fall
fallout.
out with this guy.
You don't want to fall, and this is his blood brother. They were blood brothers, right? What happened was Jamie's men like gave him up when Genghis Khan was really coming up and becoming the guy. They realized what way the wind was blowing, and they sort of brought him. And then a lot of Jamie's like top level dudes tried to come over to Genghis Khan. They were like, Genghis,
He took his TLDs off him.
fuck him.
Top level dudes.
But then you know what Genghis Khan did? Executed them all. He goes, nah. You aren't loyal. I'm not having people around me that are not loyal. So like, there's other people that probably like would have brought them in, used their expertise. You know, would have loved that. And also when he killed, listen to this. This will break your heart. This will be like if we ever have a big podcast fallout. Like when Jamie's brought to him, it's like there's no way out. He says to Jamie, you know what? We've been at war with each other. At the end of the day, you're my blood brother, and I want to spare you. I want to spare you. You know what Jamie says? Get ready for this. There's not enough room in the sky for two suns. Which is mental. Just go, cheers, bro.
Yeah.
But he goes, nah. But do me a favor, kill me, but don't shed my blood.
They don't.
It's royal blood.
You're not allowed to spill royal blood.
And apparently, one of the things he might
Well,
have
how
done
do you
is
kill him? Man? Strangle him or
they
something?
broke his back. They like
On a wheel.
on a wheel.
Hold on, right? Because no,
Give
no.
me a peaceful death. Just put me on a
Here,
wheel.
do
and
you know
break my
what?
back.
Fuck the kill me. Fuck that royal blood thing. Slit my throat. I'll tell you what not to do. Break my back on a fucking wheel.
You know, another thing they might have done is rolled him up in a big carpet and had horses trample him to death.
I won't spill your blood. Sure,
Yeah,
the
there's a few
carpet's like a
weird
big
ones.
tampon.
Because
What?
then they talked about other people being like buried in the foundations of buildings, not to spill their blood. But
Yeah, another thing about Genghis Khan is when they said he wanted to be buried but not have anything disturb his burial ever, so he didn't want this big grand tomb because then enemies might come and
Right,
degrade
okay,
his
yeah,
body
fuck
and
it
stuff.
up, yeah.
So apparently there was a very small expedition that went out to bury him of very trusted people, and if they encountered anybody on the path to bury him of where they were going to bury him, you were executed. Doesn't matter who you are. If you walked in front of that procession and didn't know what it was, in case you knew where he was buried, they killed
you
you.
couldn't be around a cunt like that. You couldn't. You actually literally couldn't. I was just sitting here thinking, who would you want to be? Because you don't want to be the guy that goes, Genghis, I'm your mate now, because he goes, oh, but you're that guy's mate.
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Or you go, we've been mates a long time, dead.
Yeah.
Genghis, I'm the ruler of this town, take it, you're a dick, dead.
Yeah. No, he would have
Genghis, I walked
spared you.
across
He
the
would have
path.
spared you.
I walked across the path of your fucking cortege.
Yeah.
Still dead.
Now, to this day, this could be another podcast for us. No one knows where he's buried, but apparently,
We can do it. Thank you.
see when Japan and China,
Scrapper, but,
when Japan and China are going into Mongolia, to like potentially like say mine for precious minerals or anything like that, they have a little bit of a deal with the Mongolian government apparently, where it's like, we know some places where people think he might be. We'll not go near that. Don't worry.
Oh wow! Right, okay.
I think they basically say like, oh, we're going to do an expedition to look for Genghis Khan, but actually what they're looking for is minerals, and they sort of know where he is, so they just avoid it.
Yeah, and then there's other rumors that like they rerouted a river to go over where he's buried, so like no one would ever
Mental.
find him.
That's fucking wild. I didn't know half this. I didn't know most of this. Most of my Genghis Khan knowledge is from that Protest the Hero song. There's a line in it about, I mean, not a lot of songs will give you this, to be fair. You know, Justin Timberlake's fucking talking about, like, you know, dancing all night and crying and whatever, but like...
Oh, I thought you meant he sings it. I was like,
No, and then...
is that on the Future Sex Love Sounds album?
Or, you know, you get fucking, I don't know, Watermelon Sugar, right, by Harry Styles. But then Protest the Hero are singing about firing so many arrows that it drains the blood of this town into their land. Like, you know what I mean?
There's a great
Let
song.
our arrows rain from from sky to drain the blood into their land. That's a great Protest the Hero impression. Great band.
There's a song on the Future Sex Love Sounds album.
Future Sex Love Sounds?
Yeah, there's a song on it called Losing My Way, and it goes, hi, my name is Bob and I work at my job. I make $40-something a day. Used to be the man in my hometown until I started to lose my way. And then it's just a story about he was the high school jock, and it hasn't worked.
Peaked at 18. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be one of them people.
No.
You want to peak.
Genghis Khan didn't peak at 18.
Nah.
He was only getting started.
Came out of the school at 18, the man camp, and just went,
yeah,
I'm a fuck shit up.
Yep.
That's mental. I've never heard nearly all of that.
Yeah. I mean, for sure there's massive parts that I'm missing. But
the boiling of human beings, like that must stink as well.
Another thing they apparently used to do.
He didn't. He mustn't have had a great sense of smell, or else he loved it. Like, because I mean, you're talking horse shit on a level that I can't imagine.
Pony shit.
Pony shit plus boiling people plus. I mean, I imagine if you break someone's back on a wheel, that's gonna stink.
Another thing they used to do when they went to like a town to take it over is poured like silver into people's ears and mouths and eyes as a way to kill them.
Like molten silver?
Yeah, it's about degrading people and stuff as well, you know.
Fuck me. That's all a wee bit...
It's a bit much.
It's just all a wee bit rough. And then what happened? I hear, let's investigate the man camp. What happened there?
I think... You know why I think he was able to take...
He picked last for something, did he?
You know why I think he was able to take large parts of China? Because his men are boiling people alive, and you know what all the Chinese were doing to counteract that? Chinese burns.
Don't, that gives you cancer. Do you remember that?
Here, do you know what?
What?
The end of this episode, let's give each other a Chinese burn.
I can't
you
really
let Toro McKenna professional boxer hit you.
I know, but I'll let you do it to me, but I can't really do it.
Right, okay. I can give you a Chinese burn.
Yeah, is this going to be shit for
Where
me?
on the arm do you want, like...
Just like there.
Right.
That's a one twist, isn't it?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, this is going to be shit.
I can't really manipulate
I know,
your skin.
I've grown my arm.
For that?
Yeah.
That's what the Mongols did.
I can't manipulate your skin. There was a time
I can't manipulate your skin.
I know there must have been a time in the 12th century where someone goes to give you a Chinese burn and that happens and they're like, oh, you must be a god. You know what I mean? I can't manipulate your skin. That's unbelievable. Oh, this guy's dick's made of mother of pearl. Make him a ruler. You know? I don't think I couldn't be one of those people. Like a million dead sort
not
of
an
guy.
option now.
No, but I mean, here, there's people doing it still.
A million dead to say the one the pony did the damage.
Do you know what I mean? No,
Yeah,
I couldn't be a million dead sort of guy. Do you know what I'm most likely if I was going to be in this story? I'm one of his actors.
Yeah,
you know.
But it's one of those ones.
Imagine the pressure of that performance.
He's celebrated, but look at everything he did. You know, Dan. Oh, look at that.
See, to be fair,
boss, boss.
That's me getting ready for bed.
Look at that wee fringe. Yeah, that's you. Sunday night, 8 o'clock. You've just had your bath.
I'm watching a rerun of Ballycasangel.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
But yeah.
Great
big man.
Great
big
robe.
man.
That's a unit's pose, isn't it? Like?
Oh, why? So there you go. That's the episode on Genghis Khan. I enjoyed researching that, and it has made me want to see more. You
Mostly
know, so
history.
If there is a series on Netflix, no, not mostly history.
No. Really?
I'm gonna say the man existed, but the historical accounts are so skewed on it that there's a lot of it. I believe he was a barbaric leader and all this kind of thing, but his story and his background just seems very...
I think it's a real mix. The born with a blood clot and all that were added after to make him more godlike, but
yeah.
he was obviously...
Oh, also, stupid not to mention, there's that myth, or is it a myth, that like 1 in 10 people in the world are related to him.
Oh, why? Because he had a load of kids.
Because he had a hell of a lot of kids. I read something on it that like it probably isn't 1 in 10. It's probably much more than that. Like as in less people are related to him. But we're all related to people from back then.
I think the thing is, back then the world population was like 400 million or something.
Right,
and because if you were having kids back then, you're going to be related to so many people now.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
That's mental.
statistically, it's going to be.
He's your
Aye.
granda.
Right?
No, I can't.
Is that why I look like him? I wonder though about like, see, because being people talk about like the Roman Empire being barbaric and stuff like that.
I think all empires are.
It was more soft touch diplomacy as well. You know, where you actually want people to, you want the threat of violence. And softly.
Well, as I say,
approach.
there are places he went to that they just surrendered immediately, and he was like, "Yep, no worries."
What was that Netflix series called? I think they spent an absolute fortune on it, and I think they cancelled it after 2 seasons.
I'm going to start watching it tonight.
Because I watched a few bits. I think it's about Kublai Khan.
There's one called Mongol.
Is that it? Yeah, I think that is.
And
it.
then there's Marco Polo, which is around the same time.
It was the Marco Polo one. It all starts off with Kublai Khan. Yeah.
I need an MDP,
What's that?
modern day piss.
Right. Well,
So,
enjoy that.
I think we should wrap up this episode.
CS, contemporary slash.
If you enjoyed this episode of Mythstories, please rate and subscribe. We've never said that. Can people rate and subscribe?
They can, yeah.
Rate and subscribe, and if you can, kill 1 million people. Just if
Don't
you can,
do that.
if you can.
Or leave a comment criticising everything we spoke about.
Yeah,
we enjoy that.
Call us out.
Live in our heads.
Stuart
Live in our heads aren't free. Tell me I need to lose weight and learn about bullet types. You fucking rude.
Kieran, you don't need to learn about bullet types. Guys, thank you very much for listening and watching. We appreciate it. Until next time, this has been Mysteries.